Alex Pereira reveals his current weight ahead of UFC 313. Alex is currently 103.2 kilograms, which is around 227.5 pounds.
Bom, vamos ver aqui quando tô pesando. Chegando aqui em Las Vegas, hoje, dia 2 de março, né? Que horas são agora, meu?
Agora são às 6 horas da tarde.
6 horas aí. Chama. Chama.
Fight announcements. Navajo Sterling is set to face Ivan Erslan at UFC 315 on May 10th. Sterling is currently undefeated at 6-0. He made his UFC debut in December, defeating George Tokos via unanimous decision. Ivan Erslan is coming off a split decision loss to Iwan Cutelaba in September. Chris Gutierrez will fight John Castaneda at featherweight this weekend at UFC 313. Gutierrez is coming off a unanimous decision win over Quang Le in August. Castaneda is looking to bounce back from a unanimous decision loss to Daniel Marcos in June. Modestas Bukauskas and Iwan Cutelaba collide at UFC 315 on May 10th. Both fighters just competed at UFC Seattle, with Cutelaba securing a first-round submission win over Ibo Aslan. Bukauskas defeated Rafael Sequeira via KO in the first round. Leon Edwards will fight Sean Brady at UFC London on March 2nd. Leon broke down the matchup on his YouTube channel, revealing the UFC has labeled the fight as a #1 contender bout. He was originally scheduled to fight Jack Della Maddalena, but JDM is now set to challenge Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight title at UFC 315. Leon says he's fully focused on securing another title shot and avenging his recent unanimous decision loss to Bilal Muhammad to become a 2-time world champion. Be sure to go check out Leon's YouTube channel, links in the description.
I heard about my replacement fight probably like a couple weeks before. I was in talks with the UFC. I was trying to step in to fight Bilal, but I knew that they sold London around me, so it was difficult to take me off the card and leave Jack on the card, and because it was weird to let Jack headline London, you know. So got a new opponent, Sean Brady. It's a style that I'm used to, a style that I'm comfortable fighting. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. Also, Jack getting replaced to fight for the title. I feel like that opened up the division more. You know, if it goes out and get the win, I think that's a perfect fight for me next. If Bilal beats him, then like I said, the rematch is there for me as well. So I spoke to the UFC. They told me that after this win, this is the #1 contender fight. Whoever wins this, fight for the title. Well, when I win this, I fight for the title. You know, and that is my aim. My aim is to get back that 2-time world championship, and the result of the fight with me and Bilal. Everyone knew that with me. You know, that was fighting at home, 5 a.m. in the morning. There's a lot of things that went into it that played a part in the performance, you know, so I can't wait to get back in there and just set everything right, you know, and I think it all starts with Sean Brady.
Caio called out Robert Whittaker today. Whittaker is currently ranked 5th in the middleweight division, and Caio is ranked 6th. Recently, Rob said he was pushing for a fight with Sean Strickland next. Caio responded saying, "Hey Robert Whittaker, stop calling guys ahead of you in the rankings after you lose a fight, bro. Let's fight UFC 317 on June 29th on International Fight Week. What do you think? What do all you fans think?" Tim Welch has responded to Dana White recently hinting that Merab Dvalishvili will defend his bantamweight title in a rematch against Sean O'Malley next. Tim says that Sean was off during their first fight, which Merab won via unanimous decision. However, he's confident the rematch will be different, revealing they have a new game plan in place that he believes will lead O'Malley to victory.
It's like, okay, if Merab fights anybody else, he's gonna hump him on the fence and he's gonna win. Sugar on, everyone knows Sean wasn't on that night, and partly it's my fault, partly it's a little bit of the game plan that I had for him.
Why's that?
Just because it's like, I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away because we're gonna have a different game plan. It's gonna be a different fight. It's gonna be a different fight. Just watch. The person who can take Merab out is Sean, and I can't wait for it. Huge challenge, and it makes it that much sweeter. But after the Aljo moment, I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna ever beat that moment, but this is an opportunity to have a sweeter moment than that moment.
That's
especially
rare too.
Ooh, yeah, especially if he just lays Merab out and he's just laying there lights out, and we're going, whoa.
Robert Whittaker admits that he's actually happy that Dan Hooker withdrew from his fight against Justin Gaethje due to a broken hand. On the latest MMRcade podcast, Whittaker joked that if the fight went ahead, one of them would have died. After rewatching Gaethje's first bout with Rafael Fiziev, Whittaker says he's now even more excited to see their rematch at UFC 313.
Like I have such mixed feelings with Hooker out, right?
Go on.
I am happy ultimately though, because let's face it, Gaethje, Hooker, one of those two dudes was going to die. Like, and I'm a big fan of both guys, right? But like, one of those dudes wasn't leaving the octagon.
Neither of them were.
And it would have been amazing. Like, it would have been the best fight of the year, I reckon. Easily, I reckon.
Easy.
But I'm a big fan of Hooker. I'm a big fan of Gaethje, and like, I didn't want to see one of my favorite dudes die.
Yeah.
So now he's fighting Rafael Fiziev, is it?
That's right, Fiziev, yeah.
Bro, their first fight was a banger.
It's so good.
So good, dude. I watched it yesterday.
Same.
It was so violent because they fight so similar. And they were both just landing shots. You could hear the shots constantly. They sound like gunshots.
Yep.
Every time they would hit each other. I'm almost more excited for this fight. Like,
well, really? Okay.
Because I got no stock in the race now. Like, because I would have been going for Hooker as much as I love Gaethje, but I would have been going for Hooker.
Yeah.
Right, neighbors. But now that the horse is out of the race, I got Gaethje all day, and it makes me excited because everyone's going to get a good fight. Like everyone, if you're a fan of the sport and you haven't seen their first fight, watch their first fight. It is so good.
Alex Pereira had a message for Magomed Ankalaev and his manager Ali Abdelaziz last night. He wants to bet $200,000 on their upcoming fight this weekend at UFC 313. Alex wrote, "Since you are so confident you will win, $200,000 to the winner's charity of choice. Win or lose, this will help those in need. It's in your hands." At Ali Abdelaziz, at Magomed Ankalaev. Ankalaev responded with a photo of him and Ali, saying they will have an answer for Alex tomorrow. Alex then followed up with this video.
Março, em Las Vegas, a gente está apostando $200 mil para fazer uma doação para crianças carentes ou crianças do câncer, né? Onde muitas pessoas estão precisando dessa ajuda, né? Como o Ali e o Ankalaev, eles parece que têm 100% de certeza que eles vão ganhar de mim, então eu acho que eles vão aceitar esse desafio, né? Eu sou uma pessoa que sou pé no chão, consciente de tudo que eu falo, em todas as minhas entrevistas, com todo mundo que eu lutei, eu sempre vou na vontade de ganhar. Eu quero ganhar, mas não sei se eu vou ganhar, né? Então, mesmo assim, com esse pensamento, eu quero apostar $200 mil, né? E não importa, tem que vir do Ankalaev, né, do empresário dele. Se alguém quiser patrocinar esses $200 mil aí e colocar no nome deles para fazer essa aposta, para mim não tem problema. Os $200 mil é do meu bolso, eu estou ciente, né? Quero fazer isso. E assim, se eu vou ganhar, não sei, mas eu quero ganhar realmente. E olha só, eu posso perder, mas muitas pessoas que estão precisando vão ganhar, né? O pessoal do câncer, com certeza isso vai ajudar muito eles. Então vem aqui deixar esse desafio pro Ankalaev, pro Ali, o empresário dele, né? Fico com vocês aí, né? Na frente aqui dos fãs, tô aqui com a minha equipe, cheguei em Las Vegas, tá aqui, eu não volto atrás. Então assim, galera, vamos lá, vamos comentar, vamos marcar o empresário aí, o Ali, o Ankalaev, vamos ver se eles vão realmente aceitar esse desafio, porque 100% de certeza que vai ganhar de mim. Pô, tem que apostar, beleza, pessoal? E olha só, meu empresário já tá sabendo, né? Então tem um empresário e o Ali, os dois podem entrar em contato e tá fazendo um contrato, né, para ficar tudo certinho. E vou deixar bem claro aqui também, ganhando ou perdendo, perdi, certo? Vamos fazer um negócio certo. O Ankalaev vai ver algo no país dele, né? Essa aqui é uma associação ou um hospital que realmente trabalha sério, está precisando, eu vou lá direto depositando dinheiro na conta da empresa, né, da associação, que seja. E mesma coisa pro meu lado. Se ele perde, ele vai fazer a doação, né, para uma instituição, esse é o nome, uma instituição, né, o pessoal do câncer, um hospital, que seja, né. Então eu vou direcionar e ele vai depositar na conta dessas pessoas, dessa instituição. Beleza? Fica aqui meu desafio para vocês. Chama!
Magomed Ankalaev ended up turning down Alex Pereira's proposal. He wrote, "As a Muslim, you know betting is forbidden in Islam. And also as a Muslim, every year I have to give 2.5% of my wealth to charity. This is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Many kids around the world are in need, and we can do things after the fight, but we don't have to publicize it." He followed up with, "Your manager and my manager have a good relationship, and we can let them handle that. See you soon." Tom Aspinall shares an update on a potential fight with Jon Jones. He confirms that he's been in active discussions with the UFC, who are eager to make the fight happen. However, he states that negotiations are being delayed from Jon's side.
Where we're at right now is I have spoke to the UFC on multiple occasions about this fight. I'm chasing it up. I want the fight. Been on record and said that I want the fight. I've been on the phone with the UFC saying that I want the fight. When's it happening? I want the fight more than anyone. What is holding it up right now is his side. That's the truth of it. The UFC really want the fight to happen. They've told me that. This is, as I said, this is one of the biggest fights that can be made. Does he want to put himself in a position where he's comfortable enough financially to take the risk that he's taking to fight me? And that is where we're at. Like the UFC tell me, they assure me that they are doing everything they can to make this fight. So it's totally, as far as I'm aware, this is now totally down to Jon Jones and his team to work that out. And I'm literally just waiting for a date. But what's holding it back is the UFC want to make the fight with me and Jon. And as far as I'm aware, it's now about, I don't know, maybe financial or otherwise, I'm not too sure to be honest, but I'm just waiting for the call right now. So remember what I said quite a while ago now, I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him. That's something that I said. And Jon, let's do it. If you want to do it, you don't have to ask me twice. If not, I'll fight somebody else for the undisputed belt. Happy to fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, doesn't matter, I'm ready to go.
Number 6th ranked heavyweight Jailton Almeida called out Tom Aspinall. He reposted Tom's video on X. He wrote, "If the fight against Jones doesn't work, let's go, champ. Forget Gone. He ducked you before. He is ducking me now. Besides that, he already lost 2 times in title fights and his last win was a robbery. Let's make Aspinall versus Almeida for the undisputed title." Jon Jones is facing major backlash on social media after Tom Aspinall released that video. Fans are calling for Jon to be stripped of his heavyweight title. This user writes, "Jones is a fraud. He also ducked Ngannou." This user posted a picture of Jon's head photoshopped onto a duck. Juice Bones Jones just waiting for the picograms to clear before he signs the contract. Jon is waiting to see if Pereira wins next week, that's all. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of over this shit now. It's about to be 2 years of ducking at this point. Tom is just wasting his career. Strip Jones and make the next fight. They're wasting Tom's prime. And strip that bum. What do you guys think? Do you think Tom should just move on and fight somebody else? Or should he wait for Jon to unify the titles? Post your takes in the comments. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Dustin Poirier getting roasted by a comedian over the weekend. It says the Dustin joke was solid. The second one's from Strategic Z. It's in reference to Manel Kape eye-poking Azu Amabayev this weekend. It says those eye pokes are clearly intentional. He's opening his hand in an obvious attempt to disrupt his eyes. And the final one says, no, it's not the gloves. It's the fighter pointing their fingers. It's either a choice or a bad habit. Instant point deduction will solve the problem, not a glove change. I'm with Jim Miller on this eye poke business. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.